Where y'all live down there in Davis? Just right off the interstate, or?
No, you know where P&M Record is?
Yeah.
Right behind there.
Okay.
Where Daryl McCurtain lives.
Okay.
He's got several different roles in that town. He used to be the police chief, of the mayor. Now I think he's assistant mayor, he was assistant mayor. And now he works over in Sulphur, I think at the Sixth Center or something like that over there. I ain't hiding from nobody. Everybody knows where to find me.
You still driving that red Avalanche? Didn't you have a red or maroon Avalanche?
Yeah, it's sitting in my mom's, front of my mom's house.
Okay.
Why?
When I asked today, I was just wondering, I knew you had a Kia, and I knew you had an Avalanche.
How do you know I have a Kia?
I told you I've been looking at this case for 4 years. I've got a little.
I haven't had that Kia, but since April.
Yeah, I knew that you'd just got it. I didn't know if you still had the Avalanche or not.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't have the title to it because the ex-girlfriend won't give it to me.
Oh, that's that deal.
She promised it to me.
And
Yeah. Oh, she tell you that?
not that much per se. I just know that you and Amber are, how do I know? You and Amber both try to have the best interest of Kimber, but y'all have some disagreements along the way, and
I try to keep my mouth shut quite a bit. So.
yeah.
But I haven't gotten Kimber as much as I probably should.
Right.
But trying to help my mom out, and I was having a job for a while, so
Right.
I didn't have time to really get Kimber as much as I should.
Gotcha.
But when I tried to get her this last time, she wouldn't give it to me.
Gotcha.
And we had a verbal agreement that she wouldn't keep it from me.
Gotcha. Well, this is me. Like I told you, I'm a federal agent with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and I gave him a business card.
That's my ID. Those don't look like they do on TV.
It's kind of old and beat up. Isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just like me.
But I tell you, this is pretty much your day to talk to Andy and I. I got a call from Jeff Johnson, who I know a little bit of, and he said that he'd been chatting with you, and he said that, his words, you were seeing kind of the way things were heading, and you wanted to get ahead of some of this mess and talk to somebody.
Yep.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
All right. So he gave me your number. I called you, told you it was available for this time. As I sat out there in the parking lot, I've been conducting an investigation on activities related to Joe and Sue for 3 to 4 years. So I've been gathering a lot of information, talking to a lot of people throughout that time period. Andy has joined the case with me a year or so ago, and together we've been doing that. All that being said, this is your time to talk to us. Your name has come up. We know who you are. Whatever you want to talk to us today and tell us, I'll just put one caveat in there just to kind of protect yourself. Well, tell us whatever you want, but don't lie to us, okay? Because I don't want to see you get yourself in a jam or anything by providing any false information or something you know to be false. But other than that, it's your table, though.
Where do you want me to start?
I like to
Who
start.
do you want me to start off?
I like to start in the beginning. I like to go back to how you became involved with Joe, and you can give me the Cliff Notes version, and we can go back and kind of fill in some gaps if we have questions. But tell me how you got started in Wynnewood with Joe and what all you've been doing since.
June 11th, 2003. A month out of high school, needed a job, and that's how I pretty much got started at the park. Just basically doing whatever was needed done. And then about a month or so into me working there. And when I started, we were on the road doing traveling shows. And a month or so after, that's when me and Joe started a relationship, and I got kicked out of my girlfriend's house, her apartment, and Joe moved me in there for like a day or two and then kicked me out, and I went to live with my mom. And then he wanted me back, and then that went on for, I don't know, a month or so, and then he kicked me out again and went to live with my mom, and then I went back, kind of a glutton for punishment type thing. But ever since that last time, and I think it might have been 2003, maybe early 2004, I've been at the park ever since and doing everything that was asked and doing everything that needed to be done. I was the welder, driver. I just had a huge role of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I guess it was 2006 is when we heard about Carol Baskin. Just showed up in a newspaper about the park. And then we didn't really pursue anything. We just thought it was nothing. And, well, I did. I guess they were digging into her, I don't know. Most of the time I'd sleep till, 12 o'clock or so and go out and do welding or whatever needed to be done, or take care of my gators or whatever. But until, I don't know, when it really started, 2010, 2011 or something like that. I don't know when the lawsuit started.
Okay.
But all I know is I got dragged into it, and I didn't know why.
How did you get dragged into it?
Maybe because I was VP of the park. That's the only thing I knew, but I didn't really know anything about any of it because he was doing all that without me knowing.
By drug into it, you mean were you named in the lawsuit?
Yes, I was not named in it.
Gotcha.
And he started doing the Carol Baskin sagas, and that was when I really started knowing stuff. I mean, I made trips to him in Florida, but I didn't really pay any much attention because we were traveling to other sanctuaries and zoos in Florida. And they were the ones giving them all the information and stuff. And there was a lot of people there that were giving him information.
What kind of information?
All the stuff out of her office. There was a lady, can't remember her name. The only way I remember her is she had a chimp that she was holding for somebody and raising it. I can't remember her name for nothing. But she was like one of Carol Baskin's best friends. And she like had Xeroxes of like a lot of stuff out of her office. And she gave it to Joe. And that's when the Carol Baskin saga started. And I don't know how he got the photo. I guess somebody sent him a photo of her, and not her, but a couple of her employees sitting on the back of a golf cart holding dead rabbits. And that's when it really started. It was over that photo, and then it just, I guess, escalated from there, and that's when he started doing his TV shows and stuff. and I'm sure y'all have watched quite a few of those.
Mhm.
And
You were on a few of them.
yeah, I was on a few of them. There's just so much to talk about. It's not even funny, but let's see. We stopped traveling like about 2010 or so, and that's probably about the time that it really started to go uphill with the ranting and raving about Carol Baskin. I was trying to think of, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, just take your time, man. There's a lot of information to process. You were talking about Joe escalating his, is it fair to say threats? I don't want to put any words in your mouth.
There wasn't really any threats that far into it. It's the threats really probably maybe started maybe 2013 or so. I'm just guessing on that part.
Mm-hmm.
But he joked around a lot about it. That's the only how I know about it. I never knew anything about the FBI agent or the other one. I don't know a whole lot. But the guy that was supposed to go do it never made it to Florida. Never. He only made it to South Carolina because he had a warrant for his arrest in South Carolina. I don't know anything about the money, but I was the one that took him down there to get a fake ID.
Mm-hmm.
And never told me anything about them going down there to do this whole stuff. But on the way down to get the ID, this guy, I don't know if you know his name or not, but his name is Alan Glover or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He, do you ever see the tattoo on his eye?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that's for?
I don't know what it's typically supposed to mean.
Mm-hmm. He's done it. He told me he'd done 2 people. Now, that kind of didn't set right with me, but I knew there wasn't something right then, but I wasn't going to sit there and ask questions. But that's all that I know about that part of it.